So, what are some of the things I've noticed about being gay out or being out and gay the last few years? Well, I'm very open with my sexuality. Like, I feel like there's nothing to hide. Like, I'm just gonna be a normal. I'm normal. Like, I'm open to talk about like who I'm dating, what I'm up to, that I'm gay. Like, I don't feel like I need to hide it, but I also feel comfortable that I'm in a rural enough area where honestly, like, people don't care. You're judged based off of who you are rather than like your sexual orientation. And honestly, if you are someone who judges someone like that, like in this type of community, like you're generally not the most popular person. Like let's just put it in that type of terms. And honestly, like no one cares. Like who cares? Like that's honestly, I guess that's my perspective with a lot of my generation. Like who cares? Like you're happy, you're dating. If you can find someone who makes you happy, then like you're doing it. Like you're, you're fine. Like who cares? Um, and I haven't really lost any family, nothing really for friends. The only issues I've really had to like deal with is just like dealing with it and like it can't in the industry I work in, where like it is a problem, or because it's very Christian ran or Southern Christian ran, um, with a lot of like the lenders, so like they're very like judgmental with investors, which they shouldn't be, but this is what we have to come to. But like it's not my problem because like it's their loss of money, and I found you know, my own loan source to be able to fund a business finally. Um, and like I said, I'm really hoping like by fall, maybe edge of winter, like I can really start developing this channel and showing you like my perspective, my life, who I am, what I do for a career. Obviously, age restriction, but you guys are welcome to come and join the ride. But I definitely will say that there's definitely areas and a lot of perspective now where it's just like, be yourself, who cares? And I guess, but it also has given me a perspective in my own life that like I don't care. Like there's just your life is way too short to hold any regrets, hold any critiques, hold any miserableness. Um, speak your mind. There's nothing wrong with speaking your mind and just telling the truths. You know, I hate holding in times when people like when there is a truth to be spoken. You know, uh, I just at the end of the day, I want to be happy. You want to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. You just got to be a decent human being. Treat people who how you want to be treated, and if you can't treat them how you want to be treated, you need to really evaluate like, what is wrong, what is bothering you, to where you're mistreating other people in your life, because that is a problem. You know, you can be a good person. There's no excuse for it. In 2023, and everyone can be a good person no matter what. What is wrong that you can't treat another person decently? And I think that's honestly the biggest issue we have, is that so many people are just so mistreated, and they just like harbor this, and they just feel like their outlet is just to mistreat other people, which is wrong. But like who are we to judge? But who are we also to judge them? Like they are people who need to be loved. They are people who need to be hugged, because they are having a hard time and they just can't express themselves, and they know, and they just can only mistreat other people. So you can't harbor hatred towards everyone. You can be upset with them, but you can't be hate them. And it's something that I'm understanding more and more every day. Like I said, and I just feel like the real path of being human is just going through and just trying to improve every day. Like this week, I've been extremely busy. I've been helping my grandparents out. They're starting to slow down. They're finally, you know, old enough in age to where they're done. They're done with farming. Not that they farmed a lot over the years, but they slowly went from animals to no animals to only flowers and gardens and vegetables to now it's just less vegetables, and they got rid of most of their flowers. So I've been digging up and transplanting a lot of their perennial cut flowers. Which for me, it's just I couldn't afford if I had to go out and buy it for the farm. You know, but I can go through. I can take my time, spend a week, dig up tons of peonies, tons of lilies, divide them up, and then if you give them a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's going to be twice the number, or 3 times, 4 times the number. But I'm also helping, it helps increase our biodiversity on a farm. Like we've improved, and that's like the real biggest thing. Like we can increase our pollinators. Like peonies are kind of hard because they are prone to a lot of powdery mildew, and it's very wet when they do flower here. But we do treat them, which I hate them. I'm gonna try growing them in some greenhouses, seeing if that will help them. Um, but it's a lot of like cone flowers, a few different types of lilies, um, different types of plants that are in the mint family. Just everything you could think of for just a general perennial cut flower. That's what we're growing here. So I've been extremely busy just cutting, or cutting, dividing, transplanting. That's literally been my life, and it's been exhausting. I've been planting dawn to dusk, and like finally today, I got to the point where I got to some like bulbs that can actually sit out and like cure. I can get to them later in the week, and I'm just like, I need to take today. So I took a nap and I just crashed out because I'm tired and exhausted from just planting. I put in a new patio, so I'm completely exhausted from going through. And you know farming is easy when you have already established soils, already established flower beds that you have room to put these plants. But when you're working with bare ground, and we have some of the rockiest soil you can ever think of, you find one rock and you'll find 20 rocks more, because it's all glacial till, or whatever you want to call it. So the ground is very rocky. It's good, it's good soil for drainage, but it's just extremely rocky. So it takes a lot of time trying to plant a lot of flowers, especially when you have, well over, like, I think I had 4 to 5 truckloads of just bulbs that I've been trying to plant in different cut flowers. It gets extremely exhausting, especially the peonies, because they got to get dug down. Plus, I've been dividing them up. Not the greatest time of year, but you can make it work. I've been working with my extension office, so definitely take opportunity of your agriculture extension offices. Those people are there to help you and assist you with certain things like this. I wasn't planning on planting flowers. Here I am planting peonies, but and even with that, like, I guess my goal too in life is I just want to have a simple small farm. Honestly, the goal is to be able to survive and not have to exhaust myself. I don't care if I'm rich, but I want to be able to survive. So I want to be able to, grow cut flowers, maybe produce firewood, grow hemp and cannabis, and have just a small, simple farm to where I can have a good life. That's all I want at the end of the day. And that's kind of like all what I've been up to. It's been really exhausting. I've been wanting to post the last few days, but I just haven't been able to get there because I've been so tired out. I'm still trying to structure this. Like, I feel like whenever I get an idea for a video, I always forget about it. But I'm just gonna keep updating. What's going on. Like, the thing is, I don't have a lot going on in my life. I do, but I don't. Some things I don't want to share about because they're personal. But some things, I'm willing to share about. But for the most part, like, I'm just busy working on the farm, trying to get flowers in still, because you can't. We're always planting. Working with other businesses with our hemp business. We're doing CSAs, so like it's very in cooperative growing. So it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of patience, a lot of time. And honestly, for a 23-year-old, I'm very far ahead compared to a lot of people, but it's still enough to where there's not enough time in the day to get everything done. But it's also important to take some time for yourself, take a nap, and get recharged, especially when you're exhausted because you're working your butt off, planting, and then you're doing paperwork. It gets extremely exhausting. Plus everything else that goes on in your life. But we're all doing well up here. We're not flooded out compared to Vermont and some southern parts of New York. We're very thankful. We only had one road washed out because of just the poor county infrastructure, and they're not willing to fix the road. But minus that, I think it's already fixed, and we're completely fine up here. We got a perfect amount of rain. I think we're at a perfect amount of rain that we need. I think we're supposed to get more rain this weekend, which our plants are going. I'm just enjoying not having to water plants. I'm watering transplants, but not the main established plants like in the garden. So that's pretty nice for me. It's It's nice not being able to have to like, get up in water. I'll have to water them tomorrow because it's gonna be so dry. But I hope you guys have a good night. Look out for a video next day or two. If you guys are still watching this video at this point, like, subscribe. The videos. I'm trying to grow. I'm including guys into my life. I'm something else. I'm my own type of gay person in this world. A gay country guy. If we could have a gay country guy group, I'd be part of it. Well, but have a good night, everyone. Talk to you guys later. And we have to keep up. We have to figure out a good slogan. But love the world, love yourself. Good night.